We do engineering of trash interception projects like trash wheels and trash cages and various other kinds of things like that. Involved in some projects. In fact, just got off a call with the Clean Currents Coalition talking about some international efforts funded by Benioff Ocean Initiative. We've got a project down in Panama to do a project in a river down in Panama. Very interesting. Nice to be here.
Thanks, Tom. Virginia Whitmer.
Hi. So I'm the outreach coordinator for the Virginia Coastal Zone Management Program, Virginia CZM. Laura McKay is my boss. Marine debris reduction is a real focus of our program. We produced the Virginia Marine Debris Reduction Plan a few years back, working with many partners on this call. And we're currently administering the preventballoonlitter.org website.
Thanks, Virginia. Veronica.
Hi, everyone. I'm Veronica Tangiri. I'm the Water Quality Coordinator for Prince William Soil and Water Conservation District. I coordinate the water quality programs on the which they're mostly on the suburban areas of Prince William County. We have the water quality monitoring, chemical and biological monitoring, which consists of the benthic macroinvertebrates. And then we also do the floatable monitoring for the MS4 permit for the county. And then we do the general water cleanups across Prince William County, which is sponsored by the county under the Adopt the Stream program. So most of our programs are basically on awareness. Thank you.
Thanks, Veronica. Tracy Leverty.
Hey guys, it's Tracy Leverty. I'm with Keep Virginia Beautiful. And yeah, we hate all plastic and cigarette butts. So happy to be here.
Thanks for joining us. Let's see, going through the list. Kimberly Conley.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kimberly Conley with the James River Advisory Council. Hi, some of my partners and friends. Good to see you all. I work with the James River Advisory Council, who's been around for, I don't know, 25, 30 years. We're responsible for coordinating the James River Days brochure that's typically in April, but as you know, due to COVID, we were unable to have that this year. We sponsor the James River Parade of Lights, the James River Regional Cleanup, Diversity on the River series. So we do some great things. We partner with lots of members that are on this call today, and we're just excited to be a partner with you all. Thanks for the invite.
Thanks for joining us, Kim. You go Kimberly or Kim?
Either, doesn't matter. I answer to both.
Okay. Did I get everyone except for Sarah Stewart? Did I miss anyone? All right. Well, thank you all again for coming. This is a great turnout. Sarah Stewart is going to introduce us to her program. So, you know, as we're kind of working out the details of how this whole network is going to work, we realized, well, you know, I've heard of a lot of groups, but not everybody has heard of everybody. So what we would like to do every month is feature maybe 2 or 3 different organizations so we can all get to know each other a little bit better and each other's organizations. So today we have Sarah Stewart, and she is with Don't Trash Central Virginia. She's going to give us a 3 to 4 minute rundown of her organization. As soon as I share screen.
Yeah. Should I wait until I gave? Yeah, there's a few slides, you guys. So
let's see.
Can you put it? There you go.
There we go.
Awesome. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Stewart. I'm with Planner VA. Actually, that's the Planning District Commission for the Richmond region. which is actually a slightly smaller region than the Don't Trash Central Virginia area. The Don't, actually, let's go on to the next slide.
Okay.
So there's the area for the Don't Trash Central Virginia region. It is the entire Central Virginia Waste Management Area region, which includes Petersburg and the Tri-Cities area, if you're from kind of around here. Excuse me. So this was born out of conversations among local litter managers who realized that they were dealing all with the same fight against litter, and that it would behoove them to use a common message most likely. There's a wide variety among these localities of funding, of staff capacity, and so in some ways they attack it from completely different ways, or there are some that are kind of more resource rich and some more resource poor. And they also realized that they could harness the benefits of regional cooperation. And what I mean by that is if you buy stuff with one logo on it and you buy a large quantity of it, you can see a cost reduction. So there are many other opportunities presented by regional cooperation, but that was one that they hit upon pretty early on. And hopefully that a common message would be an effective one because people would hear it over and over and over again. So when they realized they were creating this regional message, they reached out to us because we happened to cover most of the area that they were uniting. And they created the Don't Trash Central Virginia logo that you see in green. And then we also realized that it could be customizable to, for example, Plan Our VA as pictured, or to each of the localities who join as members, get their own logo. And we are currently reaching out to try to get other partners as part of the campaign. And so they can get their own logo they can get their own Don't Trash logo using their own logo. Does that make sense? A lot of logos. All right, can you go to the next slide? So what have we done so far? And I should, especially, but Laura, when I saw you in Virginia, I should point out, and I'm gonna edit these slides and resend them to you in case you share them with the group. We are using part of our funding from the Coastal Zone program to actually support our work on this campaign. And so I really should put their acknowledgement language. At first, it just popped up as this kind of random thing that we kind of pieced together support for, but now we're going in more intentionally because we really do think that this is a benefit. We've heard that from multiple localities and just organizations around the region. So what have we done? We have created Don't Trash Central Virginia, which is, that's an active link, by the way, and you can go and it will take you to a page on our website. And we have created a SharePoint site that includes a media toolkit that members and partners can utilize. Most of what's on there right now, we've been focusing on social media posts and other kind of, I think there's like 1 or 2 brochures or flyers, that kind of content. Where are we going with this? So I guess I would say 3 main things. We want to add to the content on the website because right now it really is just kind of bare bones. What is this thing? What are we trying to do? You know, and like a listing of partners. We want to build out information about kind of that litter water quality nexus and the link to marine debris and the effects on the ecosystem. We are also right now in the process of gathering together an inventory of groups and resources in the CVWMA region, because there are some entities that have reached out to us. We're trying to better connect various resources. We think that kind of creating a strategic plan, both for connecting those resources and for moving the campaign forward, is a good place to go. So I think there's another slide. Almost done. Here's some examples of, so that was fun. So we started this campaign, we worked on it, and then we did a public release, at the end of February, beginning of March. And if all of you may remember your timelines correct, that was right before everything basically shut down for COVID. So that went over well. So we laid kind of low at first, and then we definitely got, in interacting with localities, got feedback that they were having problems, as all of you know, with PPE or COVID-related litter. So we focused more of our efforts on social media content that would relate to proper disposal or care of PPE or COVID-related litter. And so these are just some examples of things that we've developed as social media posts and content. So I think that's it. So tried to keep it short and sweet. That's what we've been up to. That's where we're going, and we're excited about it. So
Thanks, Sarah. I love the cut the straps and the all of the mask.
Yep.
Is there so I think this is one of the great things about this network is these graphics are wonderful, and there might be other organizations on here that would find use for them. Is this something that you can share with and without your logo that we would be able to add our logo to?
probably some of, and actually that pickup one I love is a very ironic, because we really did find out. No, that was not staged. That's legit, like that. And actually, we happened upon that. Yeah, probably can. And there's actually more content behind these. Some of these are one slide in a series, but I tried to pick the one slide that would, like the one picture that would make the most sense when it's flashed on a screen for you fine folks. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, reach out to me, because I think most of this I could probably just take it off and you guys could use it. Yeah, there's some cute
or we
stuff.
could even share it with your logo. I mean, let's give credit where credit is due, you know?
So I just, before I completely consider, I want to ask a few other people, but I think that, yeah, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, it's cute stuff. So okay.
Thank you, Sarah. That was great. Did anyone have any questions for Sarah before we move on?
One quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, Fred.
Yeah, so I love that "Don't Trash Central Virginia." I wonder if that can be repurposed to be "Don't Trash the Shenandoah Valley" or "Don't Trash Northern Virginia" or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have any kind of copyright on it. They literally, there were lots of ideas as to what should you do. And the intention was to make it such that you could easily customize it. So it could be "Don't Trash Central Virginia," "Don't Trash Richmond," "Don't Trash Henrico," "Don't Trash the Science Museum," like, you know, whatever you are, wherever you are. So I guess that actually could be a great, it is good. And it gets to the point of like, that's what you're doing. Stop it. You know, like, this is a dirty problem. Stop it. So that was the intention with that. I don't think, yeah, I don't see why not. I mean,
Because then we could reuse it,
right.
tailor it, and then still give you credit. And
It's still, and it's, you get the,
yeah.
It serves the same purpose. I mean, that's why they liked it around here, is that you would still get the same message, but it could be customized. So,
yeah, in a minute, we're going to hear from Christina about the new website, which will provide a platform for the sharing of resources like this. And I also wanted to point out, when we sent out the invitation to today's meeting, that we did mention that it was going to be from 3 to 4:15. So I just wanted to reiterate that, because we still have 3 really good topics that we're going to cover briefly. And at this point, Christina is going to introduce you to our new website, which also is our membership directory. It's all built into one website. So, Christina, could you share your screen on that?
Yeah. All right, can you see that okay?
Yep.
I'm on 2 monitors, so it's hard to know like what you guys are seeing.
Looks good, looks good, go ahead.
Okay, so we have, if you were with us last month, then you've already got kind of a preview on this. And as I'm learning how to use this website and all the features that it offers, I want to share that with you all, so we can really start to populate it, because you all are going to play a part in that. So it actually has a domain now. It's the VA Plastic Pollution Prevention Network.org. So you can go, and I think we put that in the last reminder email, or the original reminder email about this meeting, and we can put that in the chat as well. So if you haven't already signed up to be on the website, when you go to that domain, you'll see on the top right corner or actually on the front page. So I'm signed in as a normal member now, not as administrator. So as you scroll down the page, you'll see become a member and join us. If you filled out the Google form when we first started this, then I've already inputted your information into the website, and you should have gotten an email about that. So you just use the email address that you gave us, and then the password VP3N 2020 as your password. And once you get in there, you can change your password to privatize your profile. But basically, this asks the same questions that Google form did. And this is the beginning of setting up your profile. And as we, again, move on in time and learn more and more about this website and its functionalities, we'll be able to add more detail into your profile, so if people are looking for, say, volunteer opportunities or to get involved or resources in a certain area or from a certain organization, they'll be able to go onto this website and find you. Hopefully that's what you want. So that's how you would sign up to become a member. We really encourage you to do that sooner rather than later, because after the end of this year, we're going to stop using the Google Groups and just start communicating strictly through the website. So all of the calendar events will be on here, all the invites, all the emails will come from this website, and it'll only go to the people that have signed up to be members. Right now, we're only asking for members that are part of an organization. The website is open to the public, and we'll just go ahead and go into the forum part of it. This is kind of the section that I've been working on over the last month here and there. So the forums is a way that we're all going to be able to communicate with each other about different topics, and we obviously would love your input. We've started adding topics to the forum option. So if you have a question about legislation or microplastics, or if you have an interesting article, or if you have an upcoming event, you're going to be able to go to, let's say, litter cleanups, and you can then create a topic, and you can say, I have a cleanup in Rockbridge County on November 3rd, November 4th, and we are looking for volunteers. So once you add that into your forum, we'll be able to see it. Other people will be able to comment on it. If you want us to add it as an actual event where you want people to register for it, we can do that too. If you just have a question, so I just posted in, let's see, under innovation, I'm looking for plastic-free coffee bags for a coffee maker that wants to be more sustainable. So, there's a lot of ways we can communicate with each other. There's also, the general public can't start new topics, but they can comment on the topics that we start. So for example, if you have a volunteer opportunity and people have questions about it, they'll be able to communicate directly to you or through the forum, which can be useful for other volunteers who might have the same questions. So the forum is a really fun part, I think. Here's our directory. So this is everybody that's already signed up or I've put in there through the Google form. So we already have a pretty nice list going. And again, encourage you to go ahead and get yourself signed up on there. And then this is going to be our event page. So we'll be posting our meetings. And unfortunately, members can't post their own meetings. They'll have to put it in the forum, and then we'll have to post them as administrators. But anyway, that's the quick rundown of where we're at with this website right now. So again, it's a work in progress. We value everybody's input, and you can put stuff in the chat room if you have comments, or you'll be able to, you can obviously email us through the network Gmail.
And
You guys
Christina,
have
could
any
you go
questions?
back to the directory tab for a second? And then pick somebody, anybody.
Let's see. How about Katie Register?
Oh, well, we could do that. Okay. I just wanted to show that if you meet somebody on our phone calls, like today, our Zoom calls, and you want to get in contact with them, once they have entered themselves as a member and populated, it also shows under organizational activities what that group does. Like this is Clean Virginia Waterways. We work with single-use plastic reduction through education, and that you can select a number of different options there. And some groups do engineering, some groups do nothing but research, nothing but cleanups. So this is how we can all learn more about each other and how to contact each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a huge platform with a lot of features, and I think we're just touching the surface of it. Oh, look, there's a featured member, Robin. So you can put you can have a profile picture, and you can enter your logos and things like that. So,
and every time you refresh, you get a new member, a featured member.
Yeah. So does anyone have any questions? There's me. No. Okay. So yeah, please go ahead, VA Plastic Pollution Prevention Network.org, and get yourself signed up. And let's start getting the information out there. It's going to be useful for us to communicate with each other. It's going to be useful for the public to be able to find us and events and information and things like that. So I think it's going to be a great tool for Virginia. So next on our agenda, Katie.
Yeah, I'm actually having trouble sharing my screen. Oh, here we go. Okay. So what we're going to do now is hear from one of our, as Christina said, every month we want to go a little bit more into depth on some topics. And so this month we're going to hear from Jen Cole of Clean Fairfax talking about the litterfreevirginia.org website. She couldn't be with us in person, so she recorded this for us. And here we go.
I can't hear that, Katie. Can you?
You cannot hear it?
No.
And other environmental issues, and she'd share all that information with us. But when she left to go into private industry, no one took that up. So Litter Free Virginia was started out of the need for someone to track that information.
Can you hear it now?
Yes. Could you start again?
Yeah, I'll go back.
Hi, I'm Jen with Clean Fairfax. And this is Zach. Just kidding. Zach and I are modeling health behavior, so we haven't worked in the same room in months. I wanted to tell you a little bit about a side project that we're working on.
Katie, the sound just cut out again.
Okay, well darn. So you've heard it.
Want me to play it from mine?
Yes, why don't we try yours? And if not, we'll skip it and we'll go to the next agenda item.
Sorry, guys.
Hi, I'm Jen with Clean Fairfax. And this is Zach. Just kidding. Zach and I are modeling good public health behavior, so we haven't worked in the the same room at once. I wanted to tell you a little bit about a side project that we're working on that we call Litter Free Virginia. There was a time that the department in Fairfax where we're embedded had a person who tracked the legislation having to do with solid waste and other environmental issues, and she'd share all that information with us. But when she left to go into private industry, no one took that up. So Litter Free Virginia was started out of the need for someone to track that information. Prior to 2020, single-use plastic bag bills had failed every year for a decade. And so we started there, but we've grown from there to expand our focus to include all single-use plastic and other waste reduction legislation. Now, if you have ever gotten involved with the Virginia General Assembly, you know it is one hot mess. For example, in 2020, the House and the Senate submitted 3,884 pieces of legislation that the Virginia elected officials covered in just 60 days, and that's the long session. With so many important topics being covered in 2020, from onshore drilling to the budget to criminal justice reform to education funding, plus the all-important $25 liquor tax.
Yeah.
It would be impossible for one person or even one organization to track every bill that everyone cares about, making it even harder for citizen involvement.
Can't really hear it.
Many documents are only announced the day before they're heard before the committee, which gives us about 18 hours.
So, Christina, could you stop?
Yeah.
That quality obviously is not good enough. Can you guys hear me okay now? Yeah.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we will share this YouTube link with you, and we will also put it on our website so that you can hear the whole thing. There's a lot of really good information.
Yeah, and I'm going to copy and put it in the link to the YouTube video on the in the chat also.
The chat. Excellent. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, sorry about that. She had some really good information. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. If I can. Have you stopped sharing yours, Christina? Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically what we have here is this is contact information for Jen Cole at Clean Fairfax. And she was the one who's speaking. And again, please watch that video. It's only about 6 minutes. And you'll learn a lot about the website that she and Zach created along with other employees of that organization called litterfreevirginia.org. If you haven't visited this website yet, please do so. It's a really good place to find out what's going on with legislation. And this part of the website, Litter Free Virginia, History of Litter Legislation, talks a little bit about what's happened in the past. And then you see at the bottom of that, it says 2020 Legislation Tracker. And it has every bill that has anything to do with litter prevention, single-use plastics, bag bills, all kinds of things like that. And it's updated as the bill is moving through committees, moving into the House of Delegates, moving into the Virginia Senate. So it's a really great place to stay up to date on what's happening. And also you see on the right side, opposite the photo, click here for a full history in spreadsheet form of recent legislation. And when you click on that, this is what you see. It's an Excel-like document where we have listed every bill for the last, I believe, 8 years that has anything to do with plastic bags or food, disposable food packaging, bottle bills, the release of balloons. And there's links where you can go to the actual bill and see the actual language. And this also tells you whether they were, the fate of the bill. Was it successful or did it die in committee? And we know we are missing some legislation from previous years. I think we're pretty good on 2019 and 2020, but if you know of other bills that you would like to see added to this table, my organization, Clean Virginia Waterways, keeps this up to date. So just reach out to me and I will update this if you know of other bills that should be added. But it's a really strong tool for crafting future legislation. Something else that Jen Cole mentions in her video, which I hope you will all watch, she mentions the Virginia litter tax. This tax was passed in 1976. It was Virginia's response to pressure to put a bottle bill, a redemption bill in place. We do not, of course, have a bottle bill in Virginia, but instead we have the Virginia litter tax. Since it was put in place in 1976, it never went up. So for 44 years, it stayed the same until just this last General Assembly, it was doubled. But had this tax been indexed to inflation, had it kept up with inflation, then it would be generating more than $8 million a year. In fact, the bill or the litter tax has been raising about $2 million for the last several years. But starting now, it's going to be double. So by double, what do we mean? The tax since the 70s has been $10 a year to every company that sells groceries. And if you also sell soft drinks or beer, you pay an additional $15. So like Walmart, each Walmart store in Virginia pays $25 a year. They have. Now it's double. Now they'll be paying $50 a year. Again, it's generated about $2 million over the years. And this money is then distributed to counties and municipalities to spend on litter prevention and to increase recycling in their communities. But of course, when you think about how our population of Virginia has grown since the 70s and the use of single-use plastics has grown since the 70s, the 2 million could definitely be augmented. How's the money spent? Towns and municipalities spend it on staffing, cleanups, education, and about 55% of it is focused on litter prevention, the rest on recycling. Most communities get very little. Like here, this little chart shows you that 138 communities in Virginia get less than $2,000 a year from this tax, and all the way up to the largest, most populated communities that receive more than 140,000. In the future, we might want to discuss in this forum, in this group, the discussion is a $50 per year fee per store enough? There's also some communities that have what they call litter abatement fees, including San Francisco, which charges a 85-cent fee on every cigarette pack sold, and all of it goes into litter abatement. So these are possible topics for a future discussion in this forum. And now we are going to turn to Jim Deppy, who's going to give an overview of the Virginia Conservation Network's new publication, Our Common Agenda. And Jim, are you ready to talk about that?
Sure, if you can, I'm going to share my screen real quickly while we go. But Our Common Agenda is put out by the Virginia Conservation Network, which, as you know, many of you are in it already, and it's 130 plus organizations, and we are honored to have the chair of the board of directors, Karen Forget, is with us today, and Karen's going to correct me for everything I say wrong. This was the previous year's Our Common Agenda right here, and it's a very useful tool. They're mailed to every legislator, and they go carefully on their shelf. And unless you go into their offices or hand them a new one with the item that you want to talk about tabbed, they will look surprised and astonished that it's actually there. But these are great. They provide introduction to the topic, background, conclusion, and then the policy recommendations that VCN has actually pushing on that topic for the year. I'm going to share my screen. The 2021 version is out now. Let me see if I can find it.
Katie, do we need to make him a co-host so he can share his screen?
Let's see. Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, he's already co-host. I think you should go down to the bottom, the green share screen, and find that option works for you.
I've got it. I've got it.
Okay.
This is going to work. I'm not going to waste much of your time here. Yeah, this is it. So I dropped the link to our common agenda in for 2021 in the chat box at the very beginning of the chat box. What's interesting about this book is it's divided up into a number of areas. As you can see there, I won't read them all to you. Plastics falls under protecting Virginia's water resources. The process of developing these white papers is a process, and it's quite involved and detailed and with a lot of voices, and it's pulled through a variety of knot holes along the way, including environmental justice by an environmental justice review committee. So everything that comes out through here has been vetted every way you can imagine. If you go to that link and then go to the introduction phase, you'll see how the briefing book is drafted, just to get a sense of the process. I'm not going to read it, but I would encourage you to go in there and take a look at it. It starts with regional listening sessions in the spring, in the early spring, and then the various working groups propose subjects, and then the authors get to work. The plastics paper this year involved at least 7 different people, and Mark, I think, is one of the lead authors, and I was involved in it, and a lot of other folks were. But it's a very detailed process, and I think it produces a very nice product. If I go back here and just show you one more idea, and I encourage everybody to go out and take a peek at this document because it is really a fantastic resource. You know, we always say you don't have to be an expert on a subject to talk to a legislator, but this will give you a very sharp, concise, and thoroughly usable talking paper to bone up on before you go in and talk to your legislature. This year, it's unique in that most of this is going to be, basically all of it's going to be done virtually. So you can download the entire document. You can contact VCN and ask them to mail you a hard copy, and you can pull down a PDF document of every possible white paper in here. This is the Reducing Plastic Pollution white paper. Okay. And as you can see, it's always got a nifty picture in it, and then it's got a good introduction, background, and ultimately our policy recommendations. This year we're focusing, for plastics, we're focusing on balloon releases, and we're focusing on expanded polystyrene. So I urge you, if you don't look at any of the other briefing papers, look at this. But I think once you take a look at our Common Agenda booklet and understand what a fabulous resource this is across such a broad range of subjects, that you'll find it indispensable in your lobbying efforts. And since you aren't going to see your legislators face to face, give them the same brief that I'm giving you right now when you talk to them. It's a well-spent 10 minutes. It'll make them dig into it, and then walk them through your talking paper virtually using the drill down possibilities online. And most of my legislators that I've interacted with over the summer are very astute Zoom people now. So this is a good format, and really helps them get their head in the game and get smart on the topic in the way that you and VCN would like them to become smart. And that's all I've got, pending your questions.
Thank you so much, Jim. Are there any questions for Jim about our common agenda for the Virginia Conservation Network?
I'll add one thing. Jim did a great job of describing this book as a resource to you, and I think if you haven't really utilized it before, you'll find it to be really valuable. But I would just add that during the legislative session, the VCN legislative committee and the board are very, very active, and you can receive weekly updates on the status of different legislation. So the legislative committee meets every Monday, and sometimes they also meet on Wednesday, depending upon the number of bills. And they review every bill that's been been logged into the system in the House and the Senate. And they prepare a briefing paper, a short briefing paper on each bill, and make a recommendation on a position, either abstain, support, or oppose a particular bill. And then their recommendations come to the board of directors, and we meet every Friday and review all of the recommendations from the legislative committee and either approve those or send them back for more information, or sometimes we disagree with the recommendation from the legislative committee. And then on Friday, after we meet, an email goes out to everyone who has joined that mailing list that you see right there, and you will receive an update with a list of all the bills that VCN has approved at that time, and the status of those bills. There's a bill tracker device that you can log into and see what committee it's in, what the status of it is, who the sponsors are, and you can access that short briefing paper on the particular bill.
Great.
So that's a really, really good tool during the session. Things move extremely quickly in Richmond during the session. You all know that from trying to keep up with legislation. So if there are particular bills like the polystyrene one or the balloon one that hopefully we'll see this year, this is an easy way to kind of keep track of where they are and when your voice might be most important to reach out to your legislators or specific committee members or others.
Great, Karen, thank you for that summary and letting people know about that really valuable tool. We did have a question for you and Jim about the new plastic bag law that went into effect, allowing individual communities to decide for themselves if they want to have a fee on bags. And the question is, have any Virginia communities moved on that yet? I know some are interested, but they're holding off because of the pandemic. But do you know if any are moving forward on that?
One of the work groups that VCN sponsors is a plastics work group. So it's kind of an offshoot of the water work group. And that group is working, trying to work together to develop some templates for what those local bills might look like. To my knowledge, no community has passed a bill yet. I know it's on our agenda, but we have postponed because of COVID. It just wasn't the right time at all to put to ask something new of businesses, especially small businesses that are operating under such different kinds of conditions right now. It just seemed like we were kind of doomed if we tried to put it forward at that time. So we've been waiting for a more appropriate time to start to bring it forward locally, and I think that's the case with all communities. Jim, jump in if you know something different than that.
No, that's right. I know Arlington and Fairfax County, our Board of Supervisors have said, wait, we want to wait until the time is right, and this is not the right time in the midst of COVID. And Virginia Beach City Council members that we've interacted with say the same thing. So I think we just have to go with the flow and when the time is right, we'll jump back on it. In the meantime, Clean Fairfax is working with some pro bono counsel to put those templates that Karen discussed together, so that we'll be armed and ready with good templates to take to boards of supervisors and city councils.
Right. Well, that is important, that when the time is right, that the right local fees be put in place. You know, when you look at how Washington, D.C. introduced their 5-cent fee on bags, single-use bags, they did it the right way. Lots of education, lots of reaching out to the communities and businesses. So that's great. Taking our time might be a better way to go. Are there any other questions at all for the Virginia Conservation Network from anybody?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Eli.
I guess I would probably need to read through those references that you made me aware of, but is there legislation? First of all, do you ever initiate legislation as opposed to responding to it? And the other part, is there legislation that deals with making the market accountable for the costs, so that the market has more incentive to make products that are easier to deal with, such as deposit legislation or pay-as-you-throw or stuff like that? Are there initiatives in that line?
To my knowledge, there have not been any specific laws or bills introduced that would address the manufacturer's responsibility for recycling, like the life cycle of the product. That is a great goal, and something that personally I support us moving in that direction. I'm not sure we're there yet to be able to really have the support for that kind of legislation. And you know, one of the things that VCN does is supports work groups. There are 150 organizations, approximately 150 organizations that belong to the Virginia Conservation Network. And one of the things that VCN does is sponsor work groups that meet monthly throughout the year. So there's a water work group, there's you know, there are work groups on all different topics. And then there are subgroups that are formed as needed from those. So we've had an offshore drilling subgroup, and when that was needed, we have a plastics subgroup that meets regularly, and that's where a lot of the initiatives are formulated. So it's out of those work groups that the concepts for legislation and bills are needed. And then, you know, it's the job of individual member organizations or individuals to go find legislators who will support that legislation. Many of the bills that are introduced in the General Assembly don't originate with the legislator. They come from the public, and then you find a legislator that you think will sponsor that. And that's true, you know, a lot of them come from organizations, but also individuals can do that. Did that answer your question?
This is Mark. Just to respond to Eli's question, Karen captured it very well. There is no legislation that I'm aware of at all to deal with producer responsibility or life cycle type issues associated with plastic pollution. There is, however, a federal bill called the Break Free from Plastic Pollution Act, which has been introduced at the federal level, and it does exactly that. It's very forward-looking, and it's getting the support of a lot of organizations nationally. It's not likely to be heard in any forum until well after the election, but it's out there, and it's really it's a really great bill that's going to get a lot of support.
Yeah, and it's going to be reintroduced in 2020.
That's great to hear.
It'll be reintroduced in 2021 verbatim. So they're not going to tear it apart and break it into smaller components that might be easily chewable. The move is to keep it intact. That's according to both the House and Senate side.
Great. Well, thank you all again for that great conversation. And Jim, if you could stop sharing your screen, please. We just have about 4 minutes left before our announced end time of 4:15. And I just wanted to see a real quick round robin if there's any very brief announcements. I did want to point out 2 things. First of all, there's an online free course that anyone in the world can take about marine litter. It goes, Christina and I took it a few years ago. It's a college level course, but it's self-paced. You watch videos, you do readings, you do little quizzes. Again, it's free. It's offered in 10 different languages, and we will post that information on our website under events. The course starts on the 26th of October. I also wanted to mention that the NOAA Marine Debris Program has a grant open right now, looking at, it's a research grant for marine debris. So I think the letters of intent are due in early November. And so check out that if you're interested in doing some research. And anybody else have any brief updates they would like to share? Well, then I'll just remind us all, go into the website, build your profile if it's already there and it's not fully elaborated and you don't have a photo yet, go ahead and build that out and start using the website. We really want our conversations to be not just once a month with 30 people, but with a much larger group. Again, one more last call for any last thoughts or comments. Christina.
Yeah, we got 5 new members while we were having this conversation on the website. So thank you. If you would like to score a 3 to say 4 or 5 minute intro of your organization during one of these chats, either shoot us an email or just write your name and organization email address in this chat room here, and we'll get you on the agenda. We'll probably just do 2 or 3 per month based on, our topic of the month, and we just want to make sure we keep everything in going in a timely manner. Next month, I got Tom Griffin to put us on his calendar, so we're going to talk about green businesses. Yes, Jim, vote.
Done.
So yeah, next month we're going to be talking about sustainability and being green and cutting down on single-use plastics, shopping green in business, and Tom will talk about the Virginia Green Program a little bit. I'm going to talk about fun with retail during COVID, and I'm hoping to get a few other businesses involved from around the state. And get more of the business perspective from things. And yeah, I think that's it.
So our next meeting will be on Tuesday, November 17th at 3 to 4:15. And then in December, if you want to put it on your calendar, Tuesday, December 15th. And that will also be 3 to 4:15. And the special topic we're thinking of for that meeting is plastic bag fees and what's happening in different communities. But we're always interested in hearing what you would like to see us go more in depth on. If there's another 10-minute topic, let us know and we'll build it into our agenda. And yeah, somebody asked about the link to the marine pollution course. We're going to put that on our website.
You have to go to the website.
You have to go to the website because it's a very long link, and it's actually being offered by a university in Europe, but again, open to anyone in the world. So visit our website and look at the event section. I'll post it there in the next half hour or so. So thank you all. This is great.
Thank you so much.
Did somebody say something?
Mark.
Yes, Mark. Can I add one really quick thing?
Of course.
Just a thought for the December meeting. We'll probably have a really good sense for several bills that'll be moving in the General Assembly. The General Assembly this year is going to be, it's a short session, And by the time we meet again, it'll already be rolling. So it might be a good idea to spend a few minutes just briefly talking about that and what people do.
That'd be for the November meeting, you're saying?
I was thinking December.
December, excellent. Okay, yeah, we'll put that down. Great.
And
Yeah,
I have one more quick thing. I am putting a link in the chat right now to the balloon petition to ban balloon releases in Virginia. And if you organize it, and it's also on the forum. We have 6,527 signatures right now. I want 20,000. So share, share, share.
Well, we're right on time. Thank you all again. Make sure you email us if you have other ideas, and we'll hopefully see you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.